All right, welcome once again to Sin Bin Stream. Tonight in NHL hockey action, we start out in Montreal, where the Toronto Maple Leafs are at the Montreal Canadiens. Oops. Okay, audio's good. Trying not to knock the hoodies or sweatshirts down off the hangers behind me. Good gravy. All right. Not sure what time puck drop will be. I'm wondering if it'll be like 6:15 Central. All right, that is muted. Hope you're having a great weekend, great Saturday. And tonight, after this game, we will continue with hockey, and we will have the Vegas Golden Knights at Anaheim Ducks as well. All right, we don't have the starting goaltenders yet, but we will see, hopefully shortly. All right, well, don't forget to vote in the poll. We got a couple votes for the Canadiens. 2-0 over the who will win in Montreal over the Maple Leafs. I'm doing this off of ESPN Plus, Hockey Night in Canada on Sportsnet. One broadcast then of the game. And both teams, both are struggling. Important game, as the East is pretty difficult. Both teams on the outside looking in of the playoff picture. Montreal is 10-7-3, but they were 9-3 at one point, so they've gone 1-4-3 in their last 8, and 3-4-3 in their last 10. Toronto at 9-9-3. So 2 less points and 1 more game played. They are actually 4-4-2 in their last 10, but not where they'd like to be. They're only ahead of the Buffalo Sabres, who are the only team in the East below 500. So earlier today we had in Detroit, Red Wings 4-3 winners over the Blue Jackets, final in overtime. In Long Island, the Blues win 2-1 over the Islanders. And again later tonight, Golden Knights Ducks. The Ducks have been pretty hot. Golden Knights pretty good. Stars Flames we'll keep an eye on. Rangers Mammoth, Avalanche Predators. Bunch of games going on right about to start now too. Senators Sharks, Oilers Panthers, Lightning Capitals, Kraken Penguins, and Devils Flyers. So 12 games on the slate for the day. 10 to go, 10 tonight, 2 are already in the books. No score in Pittsburgh Kraken Penguins is underway. All right, hopefully we get at least the starting goaltenders soon. Yeah, no indication, and they're not showing warm-ups. They're still at a commercial break. So, all right, well, hopefully soon. Tavares has 6 points in the last 5 games, 3 goals. Ekman Larson, 4 assists. All right, let's make sure we are live. Says we are. So I hope they did the anthem. I hope we're ready to go, but I'm wondering if we still got to do the anthem yet. As we look at the Maurice Rocket Richard statue outside of the Montreal. What are they calling it these days? Bell Center. Center Bell in French. All right. Well, still doing pregame, apparently. I thought we were close. But I guess it is 6:15 start. Yeah, I think they're still about to do the anthem. Why are they showing game 1 of the 2008 playoffs? Okay, I don't know. All right, well, hopefully after the anthem, then we'll be ready to go. They still don't have the goalies that though, which is a little surprising. Although I can see, there we go, finally. Excuse me, 60 is in net for Toronto, and that would be Joseph Woll. And he'll face off against Jacob Dobish for Montreal. All right, they're finally doing the anthem. All right, for the Kings, they'll send out Benoit and McCabe as their first defensive pairing. Yarncroc, Nylander, Tavares, the first forwards. And for the Canadiens, Matheson with Dobson. The forwards are Caulfield, Suzuki, and Bolduc. All right, should be coming up shortly here. Yep, Bolduc, 76. Caulfield, 13. Suzuki, 14. Matheson with Dobson, 8 and 53. Yarncroc, 19. 91. Tavares, 88. Nylander, McCabe, 22. And Benoit, 2. Canadians in their home red with the blue stripe and, of course, the CH on the front. Toronto in white with the blue maple leaf. Toronto going, I believe, left to right, and Canadians will be going right to left as we wrap up the anthem. All right, now we get a look at Joseph Woll. 1-1-1 record, 2.57 goals against average, 9.23 save percentage, no shutouts. And Dobish, 6-2-2 record, 2.96 goals event average, 8.92 save percentage, and no shutouts for him either. All right, finally, we're about to start. Yeah, so 6:15 start or 7:15 local. Eastern time. All right, I believe we're about set to go. Suzuki against Tavares. Tavares wins the draw. And the Leafs dump it into the near corner. Flipped out by Montreal to neutral ice. Puck is sent in by Toronto, tracked down by Matheson behind the Montreal net, up the far boards. And battle for the puck in front of the Leafs net, and they have it and send it into their own near corner. Up the near boards, picked up by Cohen and dumped in by McMahon. Behind the net, now up the near boards, kept in. Ekman Larson at the blue line. Into the near corner, picked up by Struble. Pass ahead. And taken over by the Leafs, Cohen. Now the Canadiens have it, and they dump it in to the far side. And out. They couldn't keep it in at the blue line by the Leafs bench. Ooh, somebody just got knocked over. And the puck is dumped in. Taken behind the net by Struble. And yeah, we have some pushing and shoving as both teams are trying to get line changes near the Maple Leafs door to get into the bench. Sent ahead behind the net, that is Wool. And played out up the near boards. Chased into the far corner. Montreal sends it up the far boards and out. And going into their own end, it's chased down by Stecker behind the net. Montreal up the near boards, kept in at the blue line by Zekaj. There's Zekaj. And sent behind by Valino. Back to the blue line. Cross ice pass. Near or far circle. Back to the blue line. Shot deflected and a frozen puck by Wool at 17:43. That might be the first shot on goal. Well, not as of yet. Looks like, according to the NHL.com. Whoops. All right, far face-off circle, and they kicked out Valino from the draw. So it'll be Gallagher stepping into the circle. Montreal wins the draw. It's at the blue line, sent into the far corner. Behind the net, Leafs try to get it out. Now to the near boards. Cross-ice pass to the far boards. Far circle shot. Saved by Dobish. Montreal has the rebound. Maselli tried to get it centered, and Montreal counters. And the Leafs send it up the near boards. Dobish has it behind his own net. Tried to get it to the far corner. Now it's sent near corner. Still no shots on goal. Struble. Sportsnet thinks there should be one for Toronto, but now they add it. 1-0 shots on goal, Toronto. Behind the net, sent up the far boards by Riley. And Matheson takes it behind the Montreal net in the near boards and sent out. Ekman Larson at the red line. And they get it to Tavares. Now a pass. And up to the far boards. Man, follow the puck. What is going on? Matheson now. Both teams trying to get line changes, and Suzuki has it in the near boards. Matheson to the point. That is Demidov. And that shot by Suzuki in the slot is blocked into the near corner. Up the near boards and into the near circle for now back. Shot. Big rebound. Goes into the far board. So another shot on goal. 86.3 miles per hour by McCabe. Matheson sends it out. And into the near corner. McCabe touched it. And Maple Leafs get it out. Into the ozone. Far circle shot. Rebound. Wrap around. Stuff attempt. And pushing and shoving after the whistle at 15:29. 2-0 shots on goal, Toronto. As they try to Who got involved there? Looked like Joshua was in the behind the net. Yep, he tried the wraparound attempt, then he got decked. He had a stuff attempt on a wraparound attempt. Dobish made the save, but yeah. Shots are now 3-0 in favor of Toronto. All right, near face-off circle draw. And Leafs keep it in. Long, that shot is blocked. And Montreal skates it out. Anderson. And they have to regroup in their own end. So they turned it over. Or they had to. And now Toronto has it. Finally get it out of their own end. Stecker passes to Mermis and into the far corner. 15 minutes to go, first period. No score and no shots on goal yet for Montreal. Ekman Larson off the near boards. Ooh, somebody got decked right in front, but for Toronto, in front of the penalty box. Into the near corner. Struble. Puck taken behind the net by Gallagher. Into the far corner. Struble trying to dig it out of the near corner. Toronto keeps it in. That shot is blocked, and it goes into the netting at 14-27. Last 7 games, both teams are 1-4-2. Yikes. Still 3-0 shots on goal, Toronto. Yeah, who was that? Man. He's taken a couple shots. Blaze, Blais. All right, they just kicked a Canadian out of the draw. Now they kick Tavares out of the draw for the Leafs. Bolduc against Nylander. Maple Leafs win the draw. Shot and saved, held on by Dobish. 14:23 to go. All right, near or far circle draw. I thought Toronto had won it, but the Canadiens dump it in from the red line and chase into the near corner. Hit delivered by Bolduc into the far corner. Caulfield behind the net to McCabe for Toronto. Now they finally get it out. Nylander up ahead. Played out of there by Dobish, but Toronto kept it in at the blue line. Into the near corner. Matheson to the far corner. Toronto keeps it in again at the blue line. Into the near circle. Back to Ekman Larson. Now Tavares. Down low. Shot. Big rebound off of Dobish pads. And another one sent wide. And down the length of the ice. But no icing. Toronto takes it from behind their own net. Up the near boards. Sent into the near corner. All the way to the far corner for Lofton. Or is it Lafton? And now, I think that's Valino. Sends one and it's saved for the first shot on goal, I believe. We got pushing and shoving again after the whistle at 12:59. Should be the under 14 immediate timeout. Shots on goal are 5-1 Leafs and a brief timeout. So we got 4 votes for Montreal and 1 vote for Toronto in the poll. Thanks for participating. All right, let's check in. Wow, Oilers and Panthers Stanley Cup rematch. That's available on NHL Network. Oilers won, Panthers won, 12-10 to go in the first. Lundell, his 6th, ties it up. Roslovic had his 8th, got Edmonton on the board 25 seconds in. And another Oilers goal just now. Roslovic, his 9th at 7:06. So 2-1 Oilers. Devils, Flyers, no score, 13:06 in the first. Devils have a minute left on their power play. Kraken, Penguins, no score, 8:19 to go in the first. Penguins heading to the power play. And in D.C., Lightning 2, Capitals 1. Capitals wrapping up a power play, and they trailed, again, 2-1 with 11:13 to go. And no score. Oh, Sharks, Senators in an early game. 14:27 to go in the first. So 6 games in progress at the moment. All right, making sure we're live. They're back from commercial. All right, actually 6-1 now. Shots on goal, Toronto. All right, just under 13 to go. Lofton against anyway, Montreal won the draw into the far corner. Now into the near corner and taken out by Cohen. There's a Cowan. All right, going the other way, Montreal, Demidov. And they couldn't get it on net. Back at the blue line, Hudson, near side, near circle shot deflected into the netting at 12:21, and more pushing and shoving. 12:21, no score, 6-1 shots on goal, Toronto. Yeah, that Demidov. All right. Waiting on the draw, Valino. And Toronto wins and gets it out of their end. Tavares, nope. Not Tavares, apologies. That was Joshua. Countering the other way, it's Davidson. Ekman Larson in the near corner, but Montreal has it. Now it's finally out by Toronto. And couldn't get it to Valino, but now Gallagher has it, and a shot and save and held on by Wool. 11:49 to go, first period. 6-3 shots on goal now, Toronto. Oh my gosh, they missed a slash on Carrier. Ekman Larson got slashed on the left calf. That should have been a penalty. I don't know how the ref missed that. The Leafs should be on the power play. There's the draw. Suzuki loses it. The Leafs have it. And they try to get it out of their own end. That's Benoit off the near boards, down the length of the ice into the near corner. Tavares knocked down Matheson. Puck comes loose. Montreal has it behind the net. into the near circle, kept in, shot, saved into the far corner. It was a long blue line shot by McCabe. Now it's out of the zone. Montreal in front of the Montreal bench, but now it's in their own end. They finish their line change into the O-zone. Shot from the slot is blocked. And Toronto counters. Over the red line into the O-zone. And it was icing on Montreal at 10:57. Ooh, Matheson hit somebody on Toronto, and then they punched 76. So nastiness out there. Yeah, Bolduc got punched. So a little bit of blind eye here by the refs, I feel like. Blue line to the far circle. Sent into the near or far corner, pardon me. And Montreal gets it out. Into the far corner, Riley is there. Battle in the near corner. Sent behind the Leafs net. Sent up the far boards by Riley and out. To the far circle, into the slot area. Centering pass, I think went off a stick or a skate and came right to Dobish, and he gloved it. And then we got more pushing and shoving at 10:21. 8-3 shots on goal. I'll listen in real quick. Yeah, there was some punches being thrown. Ekman Larson is sent to the box. And who is it? Double minor for roughing. Struble with the double roughing. So it'll be 4-on-4, and then it'll be a power play for or is the power play now? Okay. Maybe it's power play now. Yeah, it's power play now, so I guess I better just delete these. Gallagher will serve. All right, so they're saying, yeah, Toronto already on the power play, so we'll just delete this and go with the one penalty because it'll be... It's 5-on-4. It's not 4-on-3. All right, still waiting as they're talking to the Toronto coach. 8-3 shots on goal. And for Toronto, still no score, and now they're on the power play. All right, Toronto had the draw, but Montreal takes it. And they'll clear it down to the red line, actually. Now they try to dump it in. Tavares tips it. 9 penalty kill in the last 4 games. They've killed 9 of 14, Montreal. Under 10 to go. Into the far corner in the first period. Back to the blue line. Far circle for Toronto. Down to the... Back to the top of the far circle. Down low, far circle. Right in outside the crease. Did it go in? Sure looked like it. Maybe it hit the bar. No goal signaled by the ref. Far circle shot. Net nearly came off the moorings, too. The goalie backed into it, and I guess it got tipped into the crowd or netting. At 9:26, still 105 on the power play for Toronto. Boy, they might want to review that. We need the top-down angle. I thought this was in. I guess not. It was off like the back of Dobish and off his skates. And then the defense got it out of there. All right, back to the blue line. Shot into the far corner. Tavares couldn't get it. Montreal clears. Played out by Wool. And Riley regroups. And it'll be brought up the ice by Cohen. Back to and out. Again, Montreal cleared it. Again, Wool. Under 9 first period, and we're approaching 30 seconds to go on the power play. Skated up by Maselli into the near boards for Domi. Pass to the far side, and Montreal scoops it up. Dobson to the far circle. Sends it around behind the Leaf net into the near boards. And they can't do much with it. Montreal tries to center it. Finally, the Leafs will dump it in, but the power play is over. They had one shot on the power play. I don't know when that happened because they already had 8 shots. They still show 8. Actually, we'll match NHL.com shortly. I think their TV's just behind. 9-4 shots on goal. Maybe this is the shot coming up here. Montreal into the near circle. Centering. Shot and a goal. That was it. From the far circle, it was Hudson on the goal at 7:49, and the Habs take the 1-0 lead. Hudson his third from Suzuki and Caulfield. From the near circle to the far circle, or near boards of the far circle. Wool had to respect the near post. Actually, Gallagher was in his way, but I'm sure they're going to say that the Leaf defender knocked him down. So I don't know if Toronto's going to bother to challenge this. Hey, Uncommon Truth Shaman. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, yeah. Toronto already said they're not going to challenge it because I think they knew that Stecker had knocked down the Canadian player and there wouldn't be a call for interference. So 1-0 Habs, and Canadians win the draw and dump it in. Battle for the puck, sent around to the far side. Now behind the Leaf net, up the near boards, but Canadians take over. They dump it in from the blue line. In the far boards, battling. Toronto has it in their own end. Now they get it to neutral ice. And that is Stecker. And he retreats to his own end. Gets it to Mermis. And pass to Stecker. He dumps it in. Tavares lost an edge. Sent the puck back to the blue line for Ekman Larson. His shot is steered aside into the far corner. That's got to be a shot on goal. I don't know how it couldn't be, unless they gave it to the wrong team. Into the near boards, hit. Montreal trying to dig it out behind the Leaf net and taken behind the net. Up the near boards to the slot area. Puck was loose. Matheson has it. Shot from the top of the faceoff circle and another goal for Montreal. Oh, shoot. I forgot to unmute this. Darn it. There are 2 horns for 2 goals. I didn't realize I had it muted. 2-0. Montreal at 6:27. This is from Dobson. Dobson's second from Matheson and Demidov. It was a little drop pass to the top of the circle, and Wool couldn't see anything. He was screened by his own player and a Montreal player. I think it got tipped, and it went in. Where did it exactly get by? Beat him high glove side, but he was screened again by a Toronto player and a Montreal player. So quickly, bang, bang, 2-0 Montreal. It is 10. I knew it was going to be 10-6 shots on goal. They were so slow to add it. To the near circle for Montreal, behind the net. Battle for the puck. Back to the blue line, Hudson. Hudson's shot is blocked into the near corner. Toronto counters and dumps it in. That was Benoit who dumped it in. Suzuki to Carrier. They get it in behind the Toronto net, and that is actually a Montreal icing at 5:34. All right. Face off in Montreal's far circle. Toronto. Yeah, what's the call here? Did we get a penalty at 5:30? Ekman. No. Okay, Montreal's on the power play. Already leading 2-0. They don't have it on NHL.com yet. Let's say Strubal's double minor should be over too. 9:39 to 5:39. Yeah. Oh, for God's sakes. Why are they so slow? In game 1 in Toronto, October 8th, Leafs won 5-2 over the Canadiens. Next, the game 3 will be in Toronto, December 6th, and the 4th and final game, March 10th, back in Montreal. All right, Nylander tripping Gallagher. That's the call. Okay. All right, so Montreal power play coming up. Toronto in a tough spot, already trailing 2-0, and now they got to kill a penalty. So it looks like they'll start with McCabe and Stecker, Lawrence and Lofton on the kill. And Montreal will send out Bolduc, Caulfield, Demidov, Velino, and Hudson on the power play. "59 points by the defense is second in the NHL this season for Montreal." All right, Nylander in the sin bin, and we're waiting for the draw. Finally, they dropped the puck. Toronto won the draw and sends it down the length of the ice. Dobich plays it into the far corner. They regroup. Demidov passed to the boards or the bench area. Now far circle, drop pass. Suzuki's shot is blocked to the blue line. In the near circle, Caulfield had it. Now back to the blue line and out. And Hudson will scoop it up. Dobich came way out of the net. Montreal's only 1 for 18 on the power play the last 7 games. Suzuki pass. Caulfield to Hudson. Far circle. Far boards, now far circle. Demidov, his pass is blocked. Suzuki near circle. Far circle, shot is wide into the near corner. On a great pass by Suzuki. And kept in by Hudson at the blue line. Under a minute on the power play. Suzuki near circle, down low. Suzuki again to the high slot. Suzuki near circle, looking, cross-ice pass, goes off the far boards. Hudson with the puck. No, that's Demidov, my bad. Hudson's at the point still. Now they missed Hudson on the pass, and we got 4 minutes to go in the first period, and we're approaching 25 seconds to go on the power play. And Montreal still regrouping. Now they get it into Suzuki. Near circle. From the slot. That shot was high and wide. And kept in at the blue line. Under 10 to go on the power play. Sent into the near corner. Behind the net for Gallagher. And out. At least I thought it was Gallagher. 1 shot on that power play. It's 10-7 shots on goal. From the far circle. Into the near circle. Shot and held on for the save by Wool at 3:16. Yeah, pretty good opportunities for Montreal there, but just miss it. Actually, that one that I thought was high and wide was actually a good blocker save or shoulder save by Wool. And we must be having the under 6 media timeout. Now they say 10-8 shots on goal. Oh, let's take a look at the goals. Hudson's goal. He's number, was he 8? 48, sorry. He's coming out of the box. I was thinking of Matheson, another defenseman. Buried it. Glove side high. Nothing Wool could do. He got screened from the far circle. That was a... Wait, that was a shorthanded goal? 12-11? Oh, wait. Wait a minute. I don't think that's true. Wait, the goal was at 12-11. That doesn't sound right. It does say shorthanded. Huh. Okay. I guess I don't know why I'm having trouble with that. Then Dobson on the even strength goal, 53. He passes and he comes all the way around and gets the shot from the top of the circle on a drop pass by Matheson. And that beat... That might have been blocker side. I couldn't really tell. Or a glove side. Again, screen, though. I mean, there wasn't much Wool could do. He couldn't see. So many players in front of him. Uh-oh. Looks like Mermis had to be helped to the locker room. Oh, boy. Hopefully Mermis is okay. He had to be helped to the locker room. I missed it. I got in at the last second. 3 minutes to go in the first period. Battle for the puck in the near corner. Sent out by Toronto, finally. They dump it in from the red line. Believe that was Riley who dumped it in. Sent up the far boards by Montreal. Toronto takes over. Toronto trying to get a line change. McCabe currently has the puck. Waiting for the change to finish. Riley heads off. And McCabe will now get it out of his own end. Skated to the far circle. Around to the near side. McCabe's shot or pass was wide. Taken off the far boards by Montreal. Skated in by, forgot who that is, Davidson. Battle in the corner. Sent around to the far boards. Volino behind the net. Sends it back to the blue line. Shot goes wide or deflected wide. Pretty good shot by Struble. Struble passes this one. Shot by Hudson. Blocked into the far corner. And sent off the side of the net. A Leaf player just got knocked down twice. That is Robertson in the far corner. Ozone time on this trip is already up to 45 seconds. Sent behind the Leaf net. I think McCabe finally gets it out of there. I feel like McCabe's been out there a while. 1:30. It seems longer than that. Puck is sent right back in behind the net, and Woll stops it, and McCabe is there. He'll get it. A great view of the back of the ref instead of the game from the corner cam. In the far corner, battle for the puck. Sent off the boards and out. McCabe into the far side. Tough angle shot. I don't know if that'll register as a shot on goal. We're under 45 seconds to go. Puck goes into the far corner. Montreal trying to get it out. And now Toronto sends it in. Neutral ice. They never did get it into the ozone. Now it gets sent back there by Montreal behind their own net. 20 seconds to go. They might have time for one more breakout. 11-8 shots on goal. 12 seconds left. They're not going to have enough time unless they hurry, and they're not. Nylander gets it knocked away into the near boards. There's 4 seconds to go. Into the near boards. Montreal pass shot. And must have been high and wide, and it didn't matter. The period is also over. 2-0 Montreal on Hudson and Dobson's goals. Hey, Alex, thanks. Oh, I missed that last one. That must have been close, but I think that would have been after the buzzer anyways. Oh, no. Late in the first. I didn't even see this score. I thought it was 7:37. Meyer power play goal. Cates 9 minutes tied it up. And then 12:06, 12:15. They scored 9 seconds apart. And 12:32. What is going on in Philly? 3 straight goals by the Flyers in 26 seconds? 4-1 Flyers. What in the world is going on? And in the Stanley Cup rematch, the Oilers are up 3-1 after one. Kraken Penguins are scoreless in Pittsburgh. Lightning all over the Capitals 4-1. Wow, what in the... Yeah, I'm trying to do the Canadian teams. I mean, I can't do the Hawks. I get blacked out, but I don't know. I'm trying to do Kings, Canes, Oilers, Usually Montreal, I get a good crowd. I don't know. I guess I had a great crowd for that women's basketball game today. Except for people telling me I need to show the live video. It's like, yeah, it's against YouTube's terms of service. But yeah. But yeah, I thought, well, Saturday night, I guess there's a lot of competition, but we'll see. Could be a late arriving crowd if the game is close, but it's already 2-0 Montreal. Where were we? Lightning 4-1. Again, Caps up 1-0, 106, 253 tied, 521, 1136, and 1819. All right, the goals were more spread out, but still. Senators Sharks tied at 1 after 1. Early start for San Jose. Lanch and Preds in about, 15-ish minutes. Rangers Mammoth. Stars Flames, the second game of the doubleheader. Golden Knights Ducks, NHL doubleheader. Earlier today, I would have done this game, but I think it was on NHL Network. 4-3 Red Wings in Detroit. They beat the Blue Jackets in overtime. Islanders lose to the Blues 2-1 in New York. All right. Thanks for being here. Thanks for especially those who are chatting. Thanks everybody who has already liked and subscribed. If you're new, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the live stream, and if so, please hit like and or subscribe. Doing one or both does help with getting YouTube to recommend the channel to other potential viewers, which will also help grow the channel. And I thank you so much for your support. Hey, we got another sub. Thank you. All right. Boy, I don't know. I guess I got to look at the women's schedule, though. But the game was on CW. I think that's what helped, too. I guess not everybody has access to the CW. Got to make sure I'm on for the next one. All right, let's take a look at the numbers. Let me get the timer up, too, from when the third period, or make that second period is going to start. All right, again, Hudson, shorthanded goal, his third at 12-11 from Suzuki and Caulfield. Dobson, second from Matheson and Demidov. That was at 13:33. Struble had a double roughing for roughing Ekman Larson and Lorentz. Ekman Larson also got called for a roughing penalty then. Nylander tripped Gallagher for Toronto. Yep. Appreciate it, Uncommon Truth Shaman. Thanks for the kind words. Shots on goal are actually 11-9 now, so let me fix that. 11-5, Toronto's won the face-offs. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play. But Toronto gave up the shorty to Hudson. I didn't even realize that was a shorthanded goal for some reason. I don't know why. 15-9 hits Montreal. Yeah, it's been getting nasty out there. I would expect a fight at some point. Block shots 6-6, giveaways 6-5 Montreal, 2-1 takeaways Montreal. Again, Toronto won in October 8th in Toronto 5-2. Next game is back in Toronto, game 3, December 6th. Season and series finale in Montreal, March 10th. Oh, let's check the poll. 8 votes, so we got 75%. Sounds like 6 for Montreal and 2 for Toronto. What else did I want to look at? We caught you up on the NHL scores. Yeah, so hope to see you in like just over 2 hours, we'll have Vegas Golden Knights at Anaheim Ducks as hockey night continues Saturday night. Tomorrow, Vikings at Packers at noon. Then we'll have doubleheader hockey action again. Kraken Islanders at 4 Central. And Bruins Sharks, 7 Central. Monday and Tuesday, we'll have 5:30 women's basketball, followed by 8 o'clock hockey. We'll have UIC Flames and Ball State Cardinals, 5:30 Central, followed by Ottawa Senators at LA Kings at 8. Tuesday, Villanova Wildcats against LaSalle Explorers, 5:30. And then the only hockey game on the Tuesday night schedule, Dallas Stars at almost said Houston Oilers, Edmonton Oilers at 8. Wednesday, we have a doubleheader for hockey, Rangers at Hurricanes, followed by at 6 Central, and followed by Senators at Golden Knights 9 on Thanksgiving Eve. So we've got Ottawa, 2 out of 3 nights, and Vegas tonight and Wednesday. Kings Monday. Got to figure Friday. Thanksgiving we'll do Packers Lions, and then I think I'm going to do the men's basketball games. There's North Carolina, Michigan State on Fox at 3:30, and then Duke, Arkansas men at 7 on CBS, because I'm just not interested in those other 2 football games. And 3 football games, you're talking minimum of 9 hours. With men's basketball, it should cut it down to 7 in theory. May not, but and then, like I said, I think Friday we'll do 3 hockey games, even though I know the Bears are playing the Eagles that day, but we'll see. I think I might need to look at the women's basketball schedule more closely. I mean, we had a great one today, 2 ranked teams. I think that was my second highest viewed stream, to be honest, behind just a WNBA final game. Yeah, it was. Holy cow. Only the second time I've had north of 4,000 views. Unbelievable. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll cue up a little bit of music, and then I'll be back. Yeah, most likely. I got to look and see if I can work in some women's basketball, but yeah, probably. I know I get the early game, and then I'll probably skip the 2:30, so it'll probably be like 11, 3, and 7, if I remember right. I got to look at the schedule. Edmonton's up 3-1. Ottawa's tied 1-1. That's how the Canadian teams are doing at the moment. All right, be right. Actually, let me find a song. Let's go second page, so I don't overdo the first page. All right, be right back. Thanks, everybody. We are back. Killed the music, trying to get a snack in before the second period starts. Hope you're having a great weekend. Thanks for being here. Feel free to chat, ask questions, make comments about the game, about the live stream, anything you want. Wow. Anything but politics. I'll revise that. All right, let's take this stuff down. Get set for the second period. Pardon my chewing. All right, Canadians going left to right in red. Send it up into the near boards behind the Leaf net. Leafs in white going right to left. Centered shot and a save from the slot. That was a nice shot by Caulfield. Nice setup. Back at the blue line, shot blocked by McCabe. And the puck is held on by Woll at 19:29. We have 11-9 shot or 11-11 shots on goal now. At least according to the TV. NHL.com is just saying 11-10. Yeah. Held on by Woll. So, draw. Oh, I guess it's just Lawton. Okay. Lawton got kicked out. Cowan. It is Cowan. Okay. I thought it might be Cohen. Finally, Toronto gets it out of their own end. Montreal. Oh, picked off by Riley, and he dumps it in. Farboards sent in behind the Montreal net. Montreal brings it up the near boards. Ekman Larson made a hit, and what's the call at 19:10? So now it's 11-11 shots on goal. I don't know why they keep going back and forth. Make up your mind. All right, we'll get another bite to eat at the next media timeout. Wool 3-0-0 record, 167 goals against average. I guess against probably Montreal, I'm assuming. Battle for the puck on the far boards. Ekman Larson sends it into the near boards. Riley is there. But Demidov tried to center it to Hudson. Leafs counter. And that shot is blocked. And Montreal sends it in. Over the blue line, centering pass, and a nice stuff attempt, and Knoll stands tall or makes the save to keep it a 2-0 game and hangs on at 18:39. I would assume this is a shot on goal, but unless they're saying, sorry, Woll, if I said Null, I meant Woll. They tried to get it to Hudson right outside the crease, and maybe it wasn't a shot. Oh, no, it does say 12-11 on TV. All right, we're waiting. Domi against Evans on the draw. Evans has it, sends it around the net to the blue line. Sent back around by Carrier. The Leafs end up with it and skate it out of their own end. At neutral ice, I was going to say the Leafs are offside, and they finally whistled it dead. At 18:20, 12-11 shots on goal, Montreal, and they lead 2-0 early here in the second period. All right, face off in front of the Leafs bench, so just outside the zone for Montreal, and they just kicked out Lorenz. Finally, the draw. Montreal in their own end, and sent in, tipped on by Riley behind the net. Into the near corner. Riley tries to get it up the near boards. They pass it. Just gets out of the blue, out of their own end. And Montreal goes back on the attack. Around the boards into the near corner. Now the near corner. Puck is kept in. Nope, they called it offside. 17:46. Anderson couldn't keep it in. So we'll have a draw just outside the Toronto end. Goal differential by period. Canadians are +7 first period, -9 second, -5 third. And yeah, Toronto's was not any better. 1-4-2, and they've been outscored 27-20, Toronto. Draw. Toronto, McCabe sends it in, but picked up by Montreal, sent up the near boards. Cross ice pass, or actually a dump into the far corner. Battle back in the far corner. Suzuki sends it to the blue line, kept in, near side. Cross ice pass, Suzuki rips one, and I believe that was a save by Wool. And they get it to the blue line. Dobson. Now the Leafs couldn't get it out. Dobson again into the near corner. Battle for the puck. Chipped out. And finally McCabe dumps it in. Tavares will play it behind the net. But no, it was sent around the far boards. Kept in, though, by the Maple Leafs. And into the netting on a shot. A bit of a dangerous pass by Dobish, and but nothing Toronto could do with it. 14-11 shots on goal, Montreal. It was at least 11-9 Toronto at one point. 16:55 to go, second period. And we're still waiting on the linesman to drop the puck, and they kicked out a Canadian. Face-off won by Toronto. Back to the blue line. Dumped in behind the net into the far corner. Back to the blue line. Shot. May have gotten through. Actually, they took away a shot for Montreal. Battle in the near corner behind the net. Cowan trying to get it loose to McMahon. They sent it to the crease, but Lawton couldn't knock it in. Blue line blocked and out of there by Gallagher. Battle in front of the penalty box, and Montreal takes over. Struble got it to Hudson. Gallagher delivered a hit in the far corner. Toronto got it out, sent right back in by Montreal. Montreal got a couple changes, so did Toronto. Montreal into the O-zone, in the slot, down to the near face-off circle, and another goal. 3-0 Habs. Believe it's Dobson at 15:51 from Demidov. Toronto in trouble now, trailing 3-0. Dobson his third, 2 tonight from Demidov and Slevkovsky from the near circle. Like 2 brilliant passes, one down low and then a drop pass and just bang over the blocker side, under the bar, far side. He had to seal the near post and not a single Leaf skater was on. Stecker was slamming his stick, but no skaters between Dobson and Demidov and the goaltender Wool. Just terrible defense by wait, they're saying Dobson hat trick. Did they change the goal? Hudson had the first goal. Why did they say Dobson first career hat trick? Actually, we're at 15. I think they missed something. It's 15:44 to go, or I stopped it too early. And now we had something going on between Joshua trying to get it into the mix-up with Zekage. Montreal has the puck into the far corner. Back to the blue line. Demidov, that shot or pass is blocked. Finally, Toronto will get... Nope, they still didn't get it out. Kept in by Kapanen. And it's picked up by Ekman Larson from behind the Toronto net. Both teams getting some changes and dumped in. Man, we're going to have a fight at some point. We are approaching 15 minutes to go in the middle period. Toronto sends it out of their own end, up the near boards. Montreal counters into the O-zone, dumps it around to the far corner. Puck is free. Send it to the near boards. It's Dobson again. Dobson battling in the near boards. Puck is sent to the far circle. And Cowan passed it. Somebody got it out of there and then took a hit. And they called icing against Toronto at 14:23. 15-12 shots on goal. Yeah, Kapanen and Slevkovsky tried to stuff Robertson into the Montreal bench through the doors. I don't understand that. 20-11 hits Montreal. We're waiting on the linesman. Face off. Montreal wins it. Dobson sends it into the near corner. Battle for the puck. They get it to Suzuki in the far corner. Back to the blue line. Backhander off the far boards behind the net. Pass to the far circle. That is blocked by a Maple Leaf who's having trouble getting back on his feet. Finally does, but he's limping. Near circle. Matheson behind the net. Far corner, far circle. Into the slot. Now near circle. He did a complete 360. We got a delayed penalty coming up on Toronto. Near circle. Demidov. He gets it back. Down low into the near corner. Demidov to the blue line. Dobson passes to the far circle. Pass gets through into the near boards. Dobson to the far circle. Down low. Nope, off a stick. They finally whistle it dead. And 53 is Cowan. He's the one that got injured, I believe. And they're sending Tavares off at 13-14. I didn't see what the call was. And they're going to commercial break. Tavares hooking at 6:46. Okay. So Montreal power play already leading 3-0. So Maple Leafs in some trouble here. 15-12 shots on goal. I have no idea why the broadcast put hat trick for Dobson when Hudson had the first goal. Dobson is 53. Here's the goal visualizer. He'll shoot it from like this area. Nothing Wool could do. He got beat blocker side high. No defense near those two Canadian players. Montreal is 0 for 1 on the power play. Yeah, sorry about that. But thanks, Piggy Wiggly. I hope you're doing better. Pardon me. I guess I could mute it. All right, Tavares tripping. Montreal has it at the blue line after the faceoff win. Suzuki to the far circle. Back to the point. Far circle, behind the net. Far circle, back to Hudson at the point. Near circle, Demidov. Shot, saved by Wool. Demidov passes off the far boards. Far circle, down low, far corner. Down low again. Far circle. Pass to the slot. Down low again. Just passing it back and forth. Shot right in the front door or front doorstep there at 12:24, and Wool makes the save. 17-12 shots on goal for Montreal. Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you. Or Sinbin admin and myself. Yeah, thank you. Oh, did we get another? No. Okay. 1:11 to go. Well, 1:10 to go on the power play. And they just kicked. Are we kicking somebody out of the draw, or what are we doing? Yep. Maple Leaf got kicked out of the draw. Joshua steps in. Face-off won by Montreal to the blue line. Dobson passed to the far circle. Shot saved into the far corner. I thought Wool had held on. Shot, that is wide. And the puck carries out of the offensive zone for Montreal. They have it at the blue line. And skate in and right. No defense. Just another shot, right? Point blank on goal. I don't know what Toronto is doing tonight. Near circle. Back to the blue line. Far circle. Shot wide. And deflected into the crowd or netting at 11:41 to go. Second period. Still 27 seconds on the Montreal power play. Yeah, good save by Wool to keep this a 3-0 game. A nice blocker save. Now they say 19-12 shots on goal. Yeah, we're still waiting on the linesman to drop the puck. Excuse me. Face off. And out. Hudson. Drop pass to Dobson. Or is that into the... Oh, tried to center it. Oh, man, Suzuki was point blank. That got blocked. Or saved. Into the slot. Now far... Near circle to far circle. Off the... Oh, another penalty coming up, too. So they just killed one, but they're going to get another penalty. And, okay, this should be one against Montreal. No, I guess not. Puck is blocked into the... How has this not been whistled? They just blocked the shot. Near circle. Demidov sends it to the far side. Nobody on Toronto touched that? Demidov in the near circle. Or near corner, pardon me. Back to the blue line. Approaching 10.5 minutes to go in the second period. Well, I guess I got a chance to put the call-outs up there. Delayed penalty coming up on Toronto. Extra attacker from Montreal. Far circle shot and a save. What? What is going on? The goalie doesn't have his mask on. Are you going to finally blow the whistle, for God's sakes, at 10:08? Oh, I don't know why that took so long. I swear Toronto blocked a few shots or passes. And now we got another penalty coming up. Demidov got hooked. That's what it was. Doesn't say who. Yeah. Wool had his mask off because he got hit in the mask on the last shot, and they took their time blowing the whistle. That was pretty dangerous. All right, can we say who the hook was on? NHL.com still doesn't have it. Timeout, Montreal. McCabe. All right, McCabe goes to the sin bin, although they put Cowan in, which I don't understand. Wait, then they've got the wrong one. So this is Cowan who hooked Demidov. Why does the penalty say McCabe? Did McCabe get injured? That could be. That could be. All right. I don't understand why Montreal took their time out here either. Very confusing. Yeah, it says McCabe hooking, but it's definitely Cowan in the box. I wonder if McCabe got injured. Oh, the puck hit him in the face. That's why he got injured. It wasn't a high stick. Yeah, and I knew they had, if it was, they had missed it because play continued for a long time after that. Well, Toronto in some trouble. They just killed a penalty, and now they got to kill another one. Already trailing 3-0 on the road in Montreal. All right, how long is this timeout, for God's sakes? One and 5-0 road record this season. Outscored 27-19. Toronto. All right, come on. Let's go already. Still 20-12 shots on goal, Montreal. 0 for 2 on the power play for Montreal. I missed the shots. They kicked out a Leaf from the draw. My God, this game is going to take forever. I might not even get a break before the 9 o'clock game. Toronto does get it out of their own end. We have 10 minutes to go in the middle period. We're halfway through. Yeah, late start, 6:15. Into the slot area and sent out again by Toronto. They dump it in. Excuse me. They get a couple changes. Dobish touches it up. Montreal at the red line. Drop pass. Skated into the O-zone. Dumped into the near corner. To the far corner. Back to the blue line. Under 9.5 to go now. Pass to the slot. Gets through everybody off the near boards and out. Toronto dumps it in. Dobish waits for Hudson. Hudson brings it up the far side. Drop pass back to Suzuki. And carried in by the far boards and far circle behind the net into the near corner. Ooh, off a stick of Suzuki into the far corner, and Toronto can't clear it. Kept in at the blue line by Dobson. Suzuki sends it to the near side, and Slavkovsky missed it. He has it in the near circle. Dobson to Suzuki now in the far circle. Back to Dobson at the point. Shot. Big rebound. Pretty good save. Wait, did it go in? And now we got some pushing and shoving. Wool just now getting up. I guess he froze it. 21-12 shots on goal. 8:32 to go. What happened here? Big rebound, stuff attempt. Slavkovsky tried to slide it 5-hole. Good save again by Wool. 12-1 shots this period. Montreal with the advantage. Jeez Louise. 12-1. I think it's... Was it 11-9 or 11-10? I know they did some editing. Power play has 15 seconds left. Now it's 23-12 shots on goal. Yeah, 8:15 to go. Second period. Toronto gets it out of their own end. Up the far boards. Far circle. 3 shots in the last power play for Montreal. Slavkovsky has it. Gets it out of his own end. Over the red line. Into the O-zone. Into the far circle. Tough angle shot or pass. Into the near boards. Dobson sends it around. We have 7:45 to go. Second period. Toronto just gets it to the red line. Montreal takes over. Toronto getting a change or two. Same with Montreal. Dumped into the near corner. Toronto has it right in front of their own net. Ekman Larson takes it behind the net. Up the near board. Sent out. Montreal has it at the neutral ice and dumps it right back in. Wool plays it into the near corner. Riley sends it around the far boards. Still can't get it out. Behind the net. Montreal tries a wraparound attempt from the near side. Now back to the blue line. Cross ice pass. Shot. Don't know if that went on net. Into the far corner. Behind the net. Near circle shot and a goal again. 4-0 Habs. Anderson, I believe, on that goal. Just beat Wool to the near post at 6:49. (24-12) shots on goal. Anderson from Zekic and Carrier. And it hit Anderson's shoulder and went in. First, Hecka. All right, I guess his name is Hecka on the assist. Jack-Eye? I thought they said Hecka. Now it's Jack-Eye? Wool got pulled. They're going to bring in a different goalie. Really hasn't been his fault. Toronto's just played crap defense in front of them. Hildeby checks in now for Toronto. I mean, it has not been his fault at all. 6:49 to go in the second. Yeah, near, like glove side, off the shoulder, up off the net and in. I mean, he was down low, trying to steal the near corner and just got beat high. But, I mean, again, there's just no defense in front of him. The third goal was terrible. Maybe this one was more his fault, but the third goal wasn't his fault. Actually, any of the first three. I mean, that's the first one that you might say is his fault, but I don't know. What can you do? I already forgot how they said that guy's name already. The sister. All right, Toronto takes it over the blue line into the far circle. Montreal behind their own net as we approach 6:20 to go. Let's see. Shots are 25-12 Montreal. Pass to the near boards. It got blocked by Montreal. Sent behind the net. Ekman Larson sends it back behind the net. Montreal can't get it out. And finally into the near boards. A shot held on by Dobish. And we get immediate timeout at 5:47. I think I showed Dobson's goal. They still don't have the Anderson visualizer. All right, let me finish eating real quick. Push the mic away. All right, here we go. Anderson's goal. Number 17. Near side. Yeah, I don't know. Tough play for Wool, but, I mean, just, I don't know. Terrible defense, I still think, for most of the goals. I think the first three were, especially the third one, especially just terrible defense. And the other two, I felt like he got screened, if not by Montreal players, by his own players, or both. All right. Long shot by Ekman Larson after the draw. Rebound into the near side. And we got a whistle at 5:41. What's the call here? Going to have another draw. I didn't really see what that whistle was for. Must have gone into the netting. Montreal plays it out of their own end. Puck is at the red line now in front of the benches. Still battling. Finally, Toronto gets it. Riley from the near circle misses wide, glove side to the far boards. Toronto dumps it right back in. Sent to Hudson, who sends it up the near boards. And Hudson sends it to the far side when it's dumped into the near side. Ekman-Larsson there for Toronto. 25-13 shots on goal, Montreal, and 4-0 Montreal in the game. All right, into the near corner. Back to the blue line. Shot goes deflected behind the Montreal net. Suzuki had it. Sends it up the near boards and out. Over the red line, into the O-zone. Drop pass into the near boards. Taken over by Toronto. Sent off the far boards out of their own end. And dumped in to the near boards. Back to the blue line. Shot. Deflected. Wait, did he hang on to that? Couldn't tell by the camera coverage. 4:07 to go in the second. Yeah, I think we were behind a media timeout. Oh, speaking of which, well, Matthews must be hurt. I just thought of that. I'm assuming Austin Matthews is hurt. Don't see him in the scratches, and I hadn't heard anything. Let's take a look. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is his 5th straight game he's missed, but I don't even see him on scratched. Like, he must not have traveled with the team. So he's missed 5 straight. Just nothing but bad news, it seems like, about Matthews. I don't know. All right, well, I guess not much is being said about it. I hadn't realized it. All right. Well, that's a big problem, not having him available. All right, 4:07 to go, 25-14 shots on goal. Leafs need to get something, and something's very soon. Oh, they do have two guys. They do have brothers, 63 and 72, and I don't know how to say the name. I just realized that. That guy got his first point on the call-up. Toronto dumped it in. We got under 4 to go. Battle for the puck in the far corner. Toronto has it. They send it to the near boards, and Montreal takes over and gets it to neutral ice. Pass to the red line. Skated in by Domi. Far circle into the near boards. Ekman-Larsson kept it into Riley. Domi's shot deflected into the netting, I believe, at 3:26. Don't think that got on net. Yep, still 25-14 shots on goal in Montreal. excuse me, 46-31 overall on just shots, not shots on goal. Montreal won it. They get it into the O-zone, into the near corner. Cross-ice pass, far circle shot, saved by Hildeby, I believe. Or maybe that was off target. They haven't increased the shots yet. Sent up to the near boards by Montreal into the far corner now. Now behind Toronto's net, back to the far corner, battling. Kapanen is there for Montreal. Demidov couldn't keep it in. Pass to the far boards, to the far circle, into the slot area. Drop pass, Ekman Larson, shot. And finally a goal for Toronto. And pushing and shoving afterwards. This might be Ekman Larson's goal. He's getting the congratulations. I thought it might have been tipped in, but just barely got by Dobish. Ekman Larson in the slot. Oh, I see. He hit it glove side high, and then it came back out of the net so quick. It hit, it hit Dobish in the back of the leg and went back in a second time. That's what it was. So only one goal. 4-1 Montreal trailing Toronto. 2:40 to go. Or sorry, Montreal is up 4-1. Toronto trailing by 3 still. And they say 2:41 to go now. 26-15. Shots on goal. Montreal has the puck. Ekman Larson's third of the year from Cowan and Nylander. Blasted it glove side high past Dobish from the slot. Popped into the air and dumped in from the red line by Toronto. It's behind Dobish. And Montreal waiting for the breakout or for the line change. And Hudson passes it. Then they tipped it on into the near corner. Evans couldn't get there. Riley. And now Nylander has it for Toronto. Missed Riley on the pass. Nylander sends it, but was Montreal possibly offsides, or did they have too many men on the ice? This might be a too many men on the ice penalty. That might have hit somebody. All right. They're blaming it on Suzuki. Who's serving it, though? Oh, come on. Who's serving it? I'll just put Suzuki. I don't know who's actually serving it. So Toronto to the power play. They desperately need a goal, trailing by 3. And the pass gets away, and Riley has to skate back into his own end to retrieve the puck. 1:30 to go. Second period. Dumped in by Montreal. Riley picks it up behind the Toronto net. Up the near boards to Tavares. Drop pass. Nylander to Tavares. Riley at the blue line. Far side. To the far circle. Shot into the near boards and out. Picked up by 53. That is Cowan. Dumped into the far corner. Sent behind the net. Montreal clears it down the length of the ice. Ekman Larsson will pick it up out of the near corner. Skated over the red line into the O-zone. Far circle shot. Big rebound Picked up, sent back to the blue line. And into the near circle. Back to the blue line. Ekman Larson to the far side. 25 seconds in the period. Shot. Might have been wide. Into the near boards. Battle for the puck and cleared down the length of the ice. That might do it for the second period. And that is it. 4-1 Montreal after 2. Let's get the clock going for the third period start. All right, well, Toronto finally broke the shutout, but they are down 3 heading into the third. They'll start with what's left of their power play, but not much. 13 seconds. All right, so 26-17 are the shots on goal. I don't think that's who served it. Actually, I probably could look, but I'm not going to fix it even if it is wrong. I don't know if they should put in the game summary who serves it. Nope. I guess I would have to check the play-by-play. I'm just curious who actually went to the box for this to serve it. Oh, number 63 served it. All right, well, that's fine. Well, let's show you I don't know if I got you the OEL's goal yet. A rocket from the slot and beat the goalie glove side high. Dobish. Canadians need some net in their lives. You mean a goalie? Or am I misreading it? Excuse me. All right. All right, we'll go through the numbers in a minute. Let's check in on the other games. Oilers now only lead 4-3 after 2. 2 straight goals by Florida at 10:04 and 13:30 make it 4-3 Oilers through 2. Yeah. Goals, yeah. Well, Toronto needs goals in general. Again, yeah, Montreal has struggled. They were 9-3 to start. But Toronto is struggling. They're both 1-4-2 in their last 7. But yeah, I hear you. Flyers up 5-2 on the Devils. The Devils finally cut it to a 3-goal lead at 16-16 of the second. They're at the second intermission. Just underway in the third in Pittsburgh, Kraken and Penguins tied at 1. Crosby's 13th and Marchment's 2nd are the goals. Lightning up over the Capitals 4-2 after 2. Capitals will have a little bit of a power play left to start. Senators Sharks tied at 2. Senators have most of their power play to coming up to start the third. And in Nashville, 1-0 Avalanche over the Predators. Brent Burns with his 2nd of the year. Wow. Still going after all these years. All right, so in the second, Dobson his 3rd from Demidov and Slavkovsky, and not a hat trick. Even though Sportsnet was trying to say he had a hat trick, even though Hudson had the first goal. I didn't understand that. Anderson's 4th. And Ekman Larson's 3rd at 17-19. Finally got Toronto on the board. Only mistake by Montreal that period was the too many men on the ice penalty. And let's see. Yeah, well, nobody's cashed in on the power play. And now they don't. Now they say that isn't a shorthanded goal. I was wondering about that. I'm like, I couldn't figure out why that one goal was being called a shorthanded goal. They were just wrong on NHL.com. It was the Hudson goal at 12:11. The penalty was at 9:39, and the Struble would have, the penalty would have expired at 11:39. So like 22 seconds before the goal. I couldn't understand why that was being called shorthanded. I'm like, I knew it wasn't. So we've had 5 even strength goals. So bizarre that they get that stuff wrong at times. All right, 26-17. Yes, not the outside or off the pole. No, that's all right. No, you're fine. Montreal needs it too. Again, both teams are 1-4-2 in their last 7, so they both need goals. No, I hear you. 26-17 shots on goal, Montreal. 20-18 faceoffs. 0-for-1 power play, Toronto. 0-for-3 Montreal. 23-14 Montreal hits. 12-9 blocked shots, Montreal. 12-11 giveaways, Montreal. 6-1 takeaways, Montreal as well. All right, we'll leave up the scores. I think I'll take... Whoop, let me get the timer up. Apologies. The hat trick mishap was probably an emotion stir psyop for sports betting. People's props were cashing only to pull the rug on them. That was so weird. And that was just Sportsnet. That wasn't NHL.com screwing up. I was like, what hat trick? I'm like, what did I miss? So weird. And then sometimes I get killed for complaining about the broadcast. It's just obvious dumb mistakes. And when you don't follow the puck, that's when I get upset too with the camera operation. Or if you're zoomed out to 3/4 ice when we only need to see a third or less of the ice, then I get upset too. So can't please everybody. All right, looks like Oilers, Panthers, yeah, we'll resume first. Again, that game's on NHL Network. I did not have access to that game tonight. Thought Leafs, Canadiens would be a close matchup. Excuse me. I guess Senators, Sharks would have been a better game. I don't know. All right, but Golden Knights, Ducks tonight. That should be close. And only 2 finals from earlier. Blues 2, Islanders 1. In New York. In Detroit, Red Wings 4-3 winners over the Blue Jackets, not the black whatever I was trying to say. Blackjacks. For Blackhawks 4-3. All right, Kraken is underway. Kraken Penguins. Looks like Lightning Capitals will be soon, too. Avalanche Predators is. Okay. Well, Senators Sharks will be underway soon, too. Yeah. Large lady Liberace's. That's a good way of putting it. 11 votes, 73% for the Habs, 27% for the Leafs. All right, let me cue up the music and take a quick break. Thanks for being here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. and I thank you for your support. All right. What music? All right. Be right back. Thanks, everybody. All right, we are back. Abrupt music to end of the music, pardon me. Oh, I need to do a Tecmo Super Bowl and get that released. Coming up this week for Packers Lions before the Thursday game. Man, hopefully the Packers can beat the Vikings in Lambeau tomorrow. Otherwise, boy, I don't know. They might be on the outside looking in the playoff picture if they can't beat the Vikings. So then they got the Lions on Thanksgiving and in Detroit, and then they play the Bears. And they play the Bears, I think, like twice in 3 weeks, I want to say, and close out, I think, against the Vikings. Something. I got to look at the schedule, but all right, just check on the audio real quick. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Hope you're having a great weekend. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chatting, especially Uncommon Truth Shaman. Earlier, Piggy Wiggly and Alex as well. Thank you all. Check still 11 votes in the poll. If you want to make your voice heard on who you think's going to win, just vote who you think's going to win. All right, Golden Knights Ducks coming up in, just under an hour. Well, just under 55 minutes. Yeah, this is a long game because we're going to barely be underway at the 2-hour mark. Yeah. Let's take that down. All right, let's just check in on the NHL scoreboard before we get going. Still 4-3 Oilers in Florida, 13:57 to go in the third. 5-2 Flyers in Philly, 17:05 to go in the third over the Devils. Penguins 2, Kraken 1, 11:39 to go in the third. In Pittsburgh, in Washington, Lightning 4, Capitals 2, 15:55 to go in the third. Senators Sharks still tied 2 apiece. They're wrapping up a 4-on-4 with 16:42 to go. 13:21 to go in the second in Nashville. 1-0 Avalanche just underway in Utah. Rangers and Mammoth 0-0, no score. 18:15 in the first. Later, Stars Flames. We'll keep an eye on that while we bring you Golden Knights Ducks. And the 2 finals from earlier today. 2-1 Blues over the Islanders in New York. In Detroit, Red Wings win in overtime 4-3 over the Blue Jackets. All right, let's fix the clock. Still a little bit of a power play left for Toronto, but not much. All right, let's make sure. It says we are live. All right, hopefully we're going to get going soon here. Otherwise, I'm not going to get a whole lot of a break before the... Oh, they're interviewing the parents of the brothers. I'll have to look up the pronunciation. I can't remember. All right, come on, man. Let's drop the puck already. Jeez Louise. It's been 18 minutes. Jeez, I wonder if they're twins. They look identical. Or are they just brothers? Evans against Tavares for the draw. Toronto in white going left to right. Montreal in red going right to left. Power play time, 2-1. Over, dumped in by Montreal behind the Toronto net. Into the near corner. Tavares has it, sends it behind the net. Ekman Larson up the far boards. Montreal keeps it into the near boards. Riley sends it around. Finally, Toronto gets it out. Centering pass, shot by Tavares. And it must have gone into the netting at 19-19. And not a lot of shots by Toronto in that middle period. I believe they had 6. And trail by 3. They were down 4-0, obviously, at one point. All right, 19-19 to go in the third. Face-off, won by Domi. Blue line, kept in, stolen. Montreal's got a breakaway. To the slot, shot is wide. Puck is into the far corner. Kept in behind the net. Misplayed by Bolduc. And puck, Suzuki got it free. Bolduc in the corner, sends it around. Sent to the near corner. Battle for the puck in the near boards. And Domi gets it out and sends it into the O zone, and Montreal sends it right back out. Pass from Stecker to the other defenseman. I think it's Ekman Larson. Skated up by Blaze, Blais. All right, Ekman Larson pass and dumped in by Lawton. Lawton just got tripped. Montreal can't get it out. Ekman Larson rips one that's off the boards behind the net. Battle for the puck behind the net. Lawton centers it. It goes behind the net, though. In the near corner. Battle for the puck. And let's see. Still battling in the near corner. Puck is pinned. Back to the blue line. Ekman Larson shot. The teammate of Dobish ran into him, but no harm, no foul. 26-18 shots on goal. Behind his own net. Sent to the far side. Skated into the O zone. They get it, and it's sent off the net by Gallagher on the side. Battle for the puck in the far corner. Back to the blue line. Kept in. And now back to the blue line again. Hudson's shot is wide or blocked into the far boards. Stolen by Tavares. And he can't get the pass to where he wanted. Actually, no, that wasn't Tavares. That was Joshua. My bad. 81, not 91. Back to the blue line. And Valeno's shot or pass got knocked away. Toronto into the O-zone, shot wide behind the net, into the near boards, and out by Montreal. Taken over by Tavares into the near boards. Near circle. Near corner, sent around by Hudson. Picked up and back to the blue line. In Nylander, far corner. He's got, who's he have with him? They changed the stuff already. To the far boards. Shot. And that might have hit the bar. Because the ref was signaling no goal. Back to the blue line. Blocked out by Montreal. And both teams getting changes. Toronto dumped it in, but I believe we got an offsides whistle at 15:46. Well, whistle, I meant. How is it again? Jakai? Thank you. Sorry. I know there's brothers now, so it's impossible. Jakai. Yeah, I think Yep, it wasn't off the crossbar. It was off the right goal post. So that's why the ref was saying no goal. All right, okay, Jakai. That's as good as anything. I don't know where the J sound comes from, though. It's such a intimidating word to look at. I would say Zekage. Behind the net. Battle for the puck. Into the near boards and out for Montreal. 26-19 shots on goal, but still 4-1 Montreal. And pass to the red line. Riley shot. Steered aside by Dobish. To the blue line, and Benoit couldn't keep it in. Ekman Larson dumps it in from the red line. Montreal trying to get some changes. And that is Matheson, who passes to the far boards. And now they send it to the blue line. Dumped in. And I guess offsides on Montreal at 14:45. Yeah, so there's two Jakai brothers now. Arbor is 72 and Florian is 63. I think 63 I think was the call up recently, and he got his first point on that assist. All right, Toronto dumps it in behind the net. Up the near boards. Ekman Larson, no, it doesn't matter. Montreal got it out. And Benoit gets it back to Ekman Larson. Under 14.5 to go in the third period. Up the far boards. Far circle shot. Big rebound. Toronto couldn't get there, though. Ekman Larson at the blue line keeps it in. Hey, what's the whistle for at 14:15? I'm wondering if Dobish had trouble with his mask. If that's what the whistle was for. Not sure, though. All right. OEL takes a seat on the bench. 26-21 shots on goal, according to TV and NHL.com. 14:15 to go. Yeah, they must have blown the whistle because Dobish had mask issues. Well, it didn't take them very long, unlike when the Toronto goalie, Wohl, had issues. And it was already off. And I think they're going to kick. Yep, they kicked Tavares out of the draw. Fudge sake. I don't even see the guy on the ice who's taking the draw for Montreal. It's 71, who is Evans. Draw. Evans won it. Montreal had it now behind the net. Maple Leafs in the near corner, back to the blue line. Shot is blocked, or pass is blocked for Stecker. Montreal sends it to neutral ice. This might be icing, though. It is. Good play by the Leafs to get down there and make sure it was called icing at 13:55. Ow. Yeah, 71 is still out there. I don't know why NHL.com doesn't have him out there. That's Jake Evans. NHL.com is struggling here. Now they put him out there, and it's 17 seconds later on their board. Domi loses the draw to Evans. Montreal sends it to neutral ice. They get into the O-zone. Drop pass, far circle. Pass taken away. Riley got it out, but Montreal, that's Hudson, who backhands it to the red line. And Toronto has it. Maselli to the near boards to Domi. Maselli chases behind the net into the near corner. Hudson takes it, and they get it out of their own end. Ekman Larson back in the Toronto end, in the far circle. 13:12 to go in the third. Sent up the near boards, and behind the net, Dobson into the far boards, loses the puck, and Toronto lost his stick. Backhander was high over the net. And back at the blue line, Toronto sends it into the near circle. Shot. Big rebound off the far boards, off the deflection. Toronto couldn't get it. And Jakai into the down the length of the ice. Now Toronto sends it back. Matheson has it in his own end. And dumped in. All right, still battle for the puck in the near boards. Toronto finally gets it to neutral ice. Ooh. And that was Joshua who took a hit. They dump it in to the near corner. Struble sent it. He gets it back, sends it to the near boards. Passed back, I believe, to Struble. Now Matheson with the puck. He sends it up the near boards. This, okay, not icing as Hildeby played it. Ekman Larson with the puck. And they did nothing with it. Ekman Larson tried to pass it by the benches, and it's dumped in by Montreal. Out of their own end for Toronto, tracked down, I believe, by Matheson behind the Montreal net. Up the near boards. Taken over by Toronto. Into the slot. Near circle. Pass gets blocked into the near corner. Back to the blue line. Shot held on by Dobish at 11:07 to go in the third. 26-22 shots on goal according to NHL.com. Pretty good move in that backhander. Oh, I thought was high. That might have been a blocker save by Dobish. But it's still 4-1 in favor of... why does this look so crooked on cam? 4-1 in favor of Montreal. I first thought it was Zekaj or Zekaj. Oh, Zekaj. Like oblige. Yeah, that makes sense. Zekaj. Yeah, I guess that'd be better. Zekaj. Jakai. Yeah, we'll get it. At any rate, their parents are there to see, believe it was Florian's debut. Because he got his first point of the year, and on the Anderson goal, which gave Montreal at the time a 4-0 lead. And his brother hasn't done squat. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Again, his brother is Arbor. Jakai. Oh my gosh, yeah, like George Kittle eats anything off the Little Caesars menu. I highly doubt that. Nor does Savion, or not Savion, Barkley. Saquon Barkley. Thinking of Savion Williams of the Packers. All right. Just 11:07 to go still. In the near circle, Montreal wins the draw, gets it to neutral ice. Actually, they say 26-23 shots on goal now. Under 11 to go. Near corner, Nylander skates it out of the ozone far boards. His pass gets picked off, though. Montreal counters into the near circle. Puck is in the near boards. Sent behind the net, scooped up by Montreal to the far circle. Pass, taken in behind the net. Puck is picked up by Riley. He gets it to Tavares. Tavares will make a pass. It's blocked by Montreal. 10:20 to go in the third. Riley behind his own net. And Maselli's out there. Riley skates out. Pass to the near side. Domi dumped in. Boy, I thought Toronto was offsides on that dump in. All right, they didn't call it. Far circle shot blocked by Montreal and sent out of their own end. Up the far boards, far corner behind the net. Centering pass got blocked into the far boards. Puck passed around the boards to the near blue line, held in. Behind the net again. Evans sends it back. Shot is behind, or passes behind the net again. We're under 9.5 to go. Finally, Toronto has it. Domi. And he'll tap it to Stecker. Or is it Stetcher? Maybe it's Stetcher. Into the near corner. Montreal gets it out of their own end. Played out to the blue line. Kept in. Shot saved into the slot area on the rebound. Back to the blue line. Dumped into the corner by Struble. Far corner. Far circle pass goes through everybody to the near boards. Held in by Struble at the blue line. Velino and the puck, make that the net is off the moorings, and we've got fisticuffs. Yeah, we got the shenanigans. Oh, a takedown by the net. Struble steps in too now. The linesmen are having a hell of a time breaking this up. I don't understand why the refs just watch it happen, and it's up to the linesmen to break this crap up. 8:38 to go. We'll see what the calls are. 27-23 shots on goal. I just looked away. The next thing I know, the puck's off, or the net is off the moorings, and we got a scrum. The brothers' parents met in a hotel in Hamilton, escaping political conflict in Eastern Europe, 1990s. Oh, Kosovo and Czech Republic. Gotcha. I was wondering. So it was Gallagher, and I couldn't tell who was involved from Toronto, but we got I guess the under 10 media timeout. Yeah, thanks, Alex, for pointing that out. That is cool. So apparently we got a Toronto power play coming up. They called Gallagher for, I would assume, roughing or something. So as of now, looks like Toronto gets a power play out of this, but they're down 3 with approaching 8.5 minutes to go. Let's see if actually, let's check the game summary. Make sure there weren't any other penalties. No. See, I knew it. Mermis got a roughing too. So number 36. I'm like, I don't think we're getting a power play. Roughing for Gallagher, roughing for Mermis, so it's 4-on-4. Yeah, they were just slow to put that up. So we'll have a 2-minute 4-on-4 session, but maybe that'll open things up and Toronto can get back in this. But we'll see. No goals so far in the third. Did I misspell Montreal? Yeah, it's Toronto and Montreal. If I misspelled it, sorry. But that MTL, that's how the abbreviations. I try to match the abbreviations that NHL.com has. So roughing 2 minutes aside between Gallagher and Mermis, Dakota Mermis. There was a lot of rough stuff going on. I don't know if Struble, how they missed Struble's penalty. I don't know. And I don't know why Struble has still been sitting here in the penalty box since that double minor. Yeah, Montreal. Yeah, it should be a good game. Yep, for sure. Oh, boy. All right. Face off. Toronto has it in their own end. Up to the far circle. Back to the blue line area. Taken away by Montreal. To the far circle. Suzuki. Picked up by Tavares to Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson having trouble with Suzuki. And he sends it behind the net to Tavares. We got 8 minutes remaining in the third period. To the near circle for Toronto. Blue line to the far circle. Right in, through the crease. Couldn't get the handle on the backhander. Sent in by Stetcher. But Montreal counters. That would be Matheson to the near circle. Behind. Wow, what a move with the stick. A little between the legs. Some trickery. To the blue line again. To the far circle shot. That is wide into the near boards. 27-23 still shots on goal. 7:20 to go in the third. 4-on-4. Only has 40 seconds left. Out of the zone, and Montreal retreats to their own end. That is Demidov with the puck. Hudson has it now. Up to the right winger. Into the far circle. Puck comes free, and it's frozen by Hildeby with 6:57. We got more pushing and shoving, but not nearly as violent between Benoit and I missed too. And they gave him a shot on goal. 28-23. Demidov, 17 points this season. That's first among rookies. He played last year, but I forgot the hockey rookie rules exactly. Average age by season. They've been second, and second, Montreal. They've been the youngest or second to youngest team for a while. Shot saved behind the net and up the near boards. Toronto finally gets it out. Domi, cross-ice pass. Far circle. Shot is blocked. And Hudson takes it. He's going the other way. Dumps it in from the blue line and heads off probably for a line change. Big hit behind the net by Ekman-Larsson. He falls as he tried to skate away and dumped in by Toronto. Under 6.5 to go in the third. Puck is taken ahead. I guess Hudson's still out there. I would assumed he was heading for a change. Toronto gets it to the far side. Far circle shot saved by Dobish into the far boards. And sent out of their own end by Montreal. Chipped ahead. Toronto scoops it up. That had to be a shot on goal. It's got to be 28-24. I guess. How? All right, Montreal gets it out of their own end again. Stops in front of the bench area, and they pass it near circle. Lost the handle. Maybe got a shot on net, and I think it's eventually frozen by Hildeby, and we got pushing and shoving again. Now we got punches being thrown in two separate fights right now. Looks like, it's, pardon me, it was Mermis again, and it's the new guy, Jakai, 63, or is it? Yeah, that's the new guy, Florian. As they show his parents and his brother's smiling and congratulating him as he gets sent off. He's pumped. 5:34 to go. You knew it was going to happen. It was just brewing. They finally gave that shot on goal to Toronto. 5:34 to go. I would imagine it's just going to be 2 players sent off, 5 for fighting. Anderson was getting into it with Benoit. That was the other one. But this is the one where they were trading punches. It was like rock'em sock'em robots. His dad was pumped. I don't think his mom was too thrilled. His brother liked it. And we got the under 6 media timeout. Hey, today's game was my second most watched video. It ended up with like 4,300 views. Thanks, Piggy. Other ones, not so much. The Wednesday one really struggled, but 3 out of 4 have had good audiences. And like I said, today was crazy with how many people were watching. And peak viewers, too, were over 100. So I'll take it. I guess WNBA and WCBK are my most viewed videos. I'll try to maybe do more women's basketball. WNBA, next year, but women's basketball in the meantime. But yeah, Kentucky Louisville went really well today. Thank you. I screwed up spelling Louisville. Boy, we're not going to. Still got 5.5 to go. I got a little over 20 minutes till the next game. All right. Time getting short. And what do we got? They did give, I think they gave an instigator to Zakai. Or however you say it. Jakai. 2 for slashing, and then the fighting penalties. So 63 heads to the box for a minor penalty. And somebody will have to serve it so they can come out of the box after it's over. Yeah, so where was the slash? Man, there were some punches thrown in that fight, too. Why is the Montreal coach so hot? Man, he is swearing up a storm at the refs. You're up 4-1, buddy. It sure looked like your team started it. Yeah, Hildeby is way out of the net. I think after this draw, he'll probably be pulled for an extra attacker. Trailing by 3 with like 5.5 to go. So Toronto power play. If we could ever get going again, I got 20 minutes till I want to start the next live stream. That's a long game as we approach 2.5 hours. And Montreal will send it down the length of the ice. Did they pull him? No, not yet. 5:20 to go. Still can't tell if he's off ice yet. Nylander to the far circle. It is an empty net. Shot and a goal. Toronto gets one. That'll end the power play. And it's 4-2 at 5:04. Pass back to the blue line and a shot and just beat Dobish. I don't know if it got deflected. Nylander from the top of the near circle, and Dobish got beat. It wasn't that high. He was just down low. He got beat blocker side to the far post. 28-24, shots on goal. I think that is Nylander's goal, his 10th on the power play from Riley and Maselli. And they'll have to put their goalie back in for the center ice draw. 4-2 with 5:04 to go. 28-25 shots on goal. And we're waiting on something. No idea what. All right. Still waiting. Finally, the draw. Montreal gets the puck and dumps it in from the red line. Behind the net for Hildeby. Into the near corner. Riley can't get it out of there. Montreal sends it behind the net. Up the near boards and chipped to the penalty box area. Joshua gets stood up. Somebody lost a stick. And dumped in from the blue line. That was somebody on Montreal. That was the guy's brother, Jakai. Puck is sent around behind the net into the far corner and cleared down the length of the ice by Montreal, but this will be icing. They're not on the penalty kill at 4:15. 4-2 Montreal, still 4:15 to go. Past 2.5 hours on this game. And now they do pull the goalie, Toronto, after the icing call. All right, come on. Can we just get to the draw? I don't know why this is taking forever. Like, I don't know what Montreal is doing. Toronto's been set. Still waiting on the linesman to drop the puck. Finally, Toronto wins it. They have a 6-on-5 with the extra attacker in their empty net. Shot and deflected into the near boards. Back to the blue line. Riley to the slot. Shot into the near corner. Montreal clears it to neutral ice. Riley dumps it off the far boards. Montreal takes over in their own end. Matheson sends it down, and it's blocked by Toronto into the far boards. Good save by Maselli. Near boards. Maselli, cross-ice pass, gets away. Puck is loose and picked up again by Maselli. Pass deflected by Montreal. Nylander into the far circle. Sends it behind the net into the near corner. To the far circle. Centering. Puck gets knocked right back into the far boards. Under 3 to go in the third. Montreal gets it out of their own end. Picked up again by Maselli. Off the near boards. Toronto trying to get some changes. Riley with the puck. Passed it to, I can't see his number. Brought into the red line near side. Dumped into the far corner. Tavares behind the net. Montreal gets on the puck. Sends it down the length of the ice. This might have the, nope, it's just wide of the net. I guess they waved off icing. It must have been touched. Wow, I can't believe it. Picked up by Evans. Back into their own end for Montreal. They send it to neutral ice. Sent from behind the red line into the empty net. And a goal for the Canadiens. 5-2 with the empty netter. 2:10 remaining. Probably it for pulling the goalie. And that was Josh Anderson is 5th from Matheson and Evans. Here's the Nylander goal. Number 88. Yeah, just outside the red line and blasted. And then that's the goal that beat Dobish gloves blocker side to the far post. 29-25 shots on goal, 5-2 Montreal. 2:10 to go. Oh my gosh, this game's over. 2:35 already. Come on. That's why I try to do 2.5. That's why I try to do 3 hours apart. But man, when the game starts at 6:15 instead of 6:10, it makes a difference. This game's just been slow. A lot of whistles for pushing and shoving, I guess. Into the near corner. We're under 2 minutes to go. Battle. No clear winners. Puck is just pinned in the near corner of Montreal's end. Still not dug out. Somebody's like almost just laying on the puck. Now they just got dropped and they're still on top of the puck. They're still battling in the near corner. Took them forever to get to the corner cam for this. Loray is there. Finally, the puck is loose. Man, that puck was pinned in that corner for a good 40 seconds or more. Maybe 45. Dumped in behind the net. Under a minute to go. Up the near boards and our far boards and out. Toronto has it. They dump it right back in. Yeah, thanks, Piggy. I appreciate it. After Pope and Billy Joel. Oh, thank you. I'm in your top 3. No, I'm not angry. I'm just frustrated a little bit that this game's taken a while. I was hoping for a little bit of a longer break between games, but no, we're good. No, you know, usually hockey is well under 3 hours. It's not usually a problem, even with an overtime and a shootout. This one would have been pretty close. All right, time just ticking out. 29-26 shots on goal. Montreal has it in their end. 3, 2, 1. That's it. That's the end of the game. Oh, and we're going to have fisticuffs after the game. Man, yeah, we got pushing and shoving. And his brother went after Joshua. That was Arbor Jakai going after Joshua after the final buzzer. I wonder if there'll be any calls for that. Yeah, you guys won the game, but that was kind of dumb on your part, Arbor. We still got pushing and shoving. They have not separated these two teams. Finally, the refs are trying to actually clear it out. One of the linesmen gets in there. Man, there's some punching still going on. Linesmen and, yeah, they're pointing people to go to the damn locker room. So the bad vibes and bad blood still spilling between these two teams. And the Jakai brothers better have their heads on a swivel the next time these two teams meet up. If they're both on the team, that is. December 6th in Toronto. Yeah. Saturday night, Uncommon. All right. Yeah, not much of a wrap up. I'm going to take a quick break before the next game. But, here's Anderson's empty net goal, though. He takes it from, center ice. Number 17 on the empty net. And there it is. His 5th. Matheson and Evans on the assist. 29-26 for the shots on goal. 5-2 Montreal. They had one empty netter. Power play goal for Nylander. The rest of on Toronto, the rest of the goals were even strength. All right, hope to see you in 10 minutes for Golden Knights Ducks. 75% of the 16 votes were right that Montreal would win. Yeah, no worries. All right, so 5-2 is your final. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm going to get set for the next game. Hope to see you for Golden Knights Ducks, if not sometime soon. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe on your way out if you haven't already, and thank you if you already did. Have a great weekend. Hope to see you real soon. Until then, take care. Be well. Simbin Stream signing out, and bye-bye.